And we are live for Filmaholics episode 66. Let's go, boys. Fap. I am here today, of course, with our co-host, Alex Vu. We've also got the returning characters in the Fapaverse. We've got Kenny, who is really starting to rack up some dates for himself on this podcast. Yo. Kenny, how are you doing, buddy?
So good. Just trying aiming for that guest of the year 3 years in a row.
There we go. I like it, man. And then we also have some call him Drew. His friend, call him Holton. How are we doing, Holton? Welcome back to the show, buddy.
Good. I'm excited to finally pod with you, Kevin.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a different when you do it after 60 episodes, you start getting kind of good at it. I kind of got a better flow. And you know what? I thought Vu was really good. I mean, that one episode. So, you know what? Shout out Vu for that. Great job, Vu.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yeah. And now, so we're back. Last week we did not a tournament. What did we do? We did a tier list of all the Marvel movies. After looking back on that, thinking about it, boys, what'd you get? Holton, as somebody who is maybe a fan, did you ever look at the list that I sent in the chat? Like, what'd you think of the list that we made?
I looked at it, and considering I've seen all of the S tiers, I would say it was good because, and not being a huge Marvel fan, I think that kind of settles it. I mean,
all right,
totally locked in, but I have seen all of the ones that are in S tier. So
good.
You see, good. Iron Man 1 belongs in S tier.
All right.
Who didn't want that there? What, Grant didn't?
That was me. It was me.
Okay.
I wanted A.
It was all three of us, but you. Okay.
Yup. You guys overran me there. Overruled the king. No King's Day this Saturday, so make sure you're there. But yeah, no, and then yeah, I was pretty impressed with the list. I liked it a lot. And you know what was great is we all met up this weekend except for Holton, unfortunately. But we have a lot of great drunk ideas for what pods we want to do going forward. So I don't know. I thought of this one on the whim. I thought it'd be a great episode. Me and Vu been trying to do it, and Holton, I wanted you back in the fold because I know you specialize in TV watching when it comes to your entertainment consumption. Is that correct?
Yeah, I would say more than movies. I, for some reason, like getting into a show. I don't know if it's just the more substance or what, but
hey.
But before FAP, I got all my TV recs from Drew exclusively.
Really?
So, yeah.
And how many of those have you watched?
More than zero.
That's not important. It's like he got the recs, okay?
Yeah.
Talking off topic here.
Yeah, nice. Well, hey, this episode is interesting because we are going to be doing a very, very tall task of trying to do a tournament. Sorry, not rank this week, but a tournament of the greatest television shows of all time, right? I mean, we've got names on here like Sunny Philadelphia. We got The Boys. We got Breaking Bad. Now, this is all based off of IMDb. I also did it based off of kind of like zeitgeist. So, you know, I don't have some shows on here because they're like from the 1970s, like MASH. I'm not sure if any of us have watched MASH. You know, things like that. It's things that our era is probably known for, but as Vu always says, we are in the golden age of television right now. So a lot of these shows that are on here from the last 20 years, but
I better see Bluey on this list.
Bluey's recent.
All right. Well, it doesn't have the highest reviews. There's too many people on the other side, all sides of the political sphere, hating on Bluey content. Yeah, it's too woke, I guess, or something. But then the other side says it's not. I don't know, not considered. Whatever. Either way, I'm not good at this politics stuff. But I'm going to share the screen here. Let's start. I'm going to take my camera off for a second because I got to get some food in me. And I don't want to just eat on camera. That's a bad look. But we have top 26. So TV shows of all time, according to really just Kevin, really just me, I guess you could say in IMDb. And I kind of just cherry picked. But in the first round, we have a play-in round, right? So I think it's the first 6 TV shows are all given a bye. And then from there, as you'll see, who number 1 is Breaking Bad. Number 2 is Sopranos. Number 3 is Chernobyl. Number 4, Game of Thrones. Number 5, Better Call Saul. And number 6, The Wire. And I think, again, this is a Filmaholics podcast tournament bracket. So there will be controversy. There will be upsets. And that's one thing I'm looking forward to seeing what we have moving forward here. But then the rest are all behind them here. So I say we just kind of start from the top, see who's going to be first, who's going to get the play in for Breaking Bad, and then go from there. How does it sound to you guys?
Love it.
Sounds good.
Alrighty. Here, let me go into. So for the first round of the 2025 Filmaholics Entertainment Podcast of the greatest TV shows of all time, start now with The Boys versus It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Anyone here passionate enough to want to start this with either or?
The Boys. Wow. That's for in an era where there's definitely superhero fatigue, I think The Boys was able to break up that monotony a little bit and put a fresh new spin on it. Mm-hmm. So it's carving its own lane. Definitely an interesting show. It's a very heavy show, I'd say. I tried binging it, only got 3 seasons in. So
yes. Yeah, definitely not easy.
There's 4, and the 5th is coming out like very soon.
Yeah, I just couldn't do all of it just because it's a lot. It's an intense show.
It is hard. It is hard to binge for sure. I feel like when looking at this list here, and sorry, my headphones just went weird. Can you guys still hear me?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, perfect. All right, so I love The Boys. You know, you're right. You bring up a good point. When we grow up in this world of DC, MCU, we always see superheroes as being the most outstanding and upstanding people out there. And then you get into The Boys. And the first scene, not the first scene, but the second scene is literally watching Huey and his girlfriend just get obliterated to pieces by one of the superheroes, and how there was no accountability. Darn.
Sorry, Robin.
Yeah, if there's people here who are watching this, you should be ready to get spoiled.
Yeah.
But I just feel like The Boys itself, I think it's great. I think it's unique. Again, it's like what Vu said. You're watching terrible, terrible people, the worst of people, and it may be more realistic than we think of with the higher ups who are powerful, how they may be. You're just watching a lot of sad things. Now there's some great all-time episodes, but then when I look at really what I'm looking at with Always Sunny is it's the longest running TV. How would they call it? Program? Is that what it is? TV program. I can't tell if it's most seasons besides maybe The Simpsons out of anything that's ever been on TV before. But it's just, everyone here can say that everyone has a memory of It's Sunny in Philadelphia. Wouldn't you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys
It's
ever
the longest running live action sitcom.
Okay.
I think It's Always Sunny is like a top 5 comedy for me, whereas like The Boys is just kind of, it's really good. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's just kind of even with some other, shows where I think It's Always Sunny kind of separates itself from other comedies and shows in general. And I also thought the most recent season of The Boys, I don't know, I just didn't really think it was as good as the others. What did you guys think?
I agree. It started off strong. So The Boys, I love The Boys, and I will watch every season and Gen V. But it's just been downhill ever since the first season. I think the last season was maybe better, but the third season was lower too.
Yeah.
But
kind of felt.
It started off really good, and like Vu said, it kind of carved its own path, and then what Invincible came after that, and then even kind of what I forget when the first Deadpool came out, but that genre of fucked up superheroes is really fun to watch now. But at the same time, it's getting a little old. It got a little repetitive with the middle seasons, but the last season, and then with season 4, and then now 5 is going to be the last season. They're starting just with you, wrapping it up, so it's not too repetitive. It seems and I love it, but I'm picking Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's just iconic, the things that.
Oh. Okay. What the hell?
Rip Kenny.
Yeah, Rip Kenny. My God.
It's just the jokes that they can get away with, and It's Always Sunny is just hilarious to me. And the fact that they can do it, and it's always sunny, so they can do it. Yeah. So I would agree that It's Always Sunny over The Boys.
With Always Sunny, and I think we talked about this in Cabo, but just they can make an episode out of just the most mundane things, of just because a lot of it is just sitting in the bar, but then there's also them doing other things, and it's just there's not really a show like it. I don't think
it was really funny. I'm back, by the way. Thanks for letting me back in. But very recently, like within the last year, I think it was Jerry Seinfeld. He said something saying like, "Oh, we can't do this kind of humor today," and then Rob McEldowney like responded to him on Twitter saying like, "We literally just did this," or like, he responded with a clip of "It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia" doing that. Like, they can still get away with doing all this stuff while still like, even though things are more sensitive now, they're like not offending people. Like they do it in such a creative, funny, smart way. It's absolutely like, I love The Boys, but it's for sure It's Always Sunny in Philly.
Yeah, I will say I think Sunny in Philadelphia, out of all these ones, maybe has the chance to go pretty far as a 16 seed. So I'm interested to see what happens there. I think we all agree. Let's save some of because we're gonna have it compete against some heavy hitters. But we now know who's gonna be facing Breaking Bad in the next round. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh,
dang! We just said it was gonna go far.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Next, we got Fargo versus True Detective. You got Fargo, where I think Fargo is some of the best TV out there, and then True Detective has one season that was great, if not 10 out of 10 S tier, but then the rest after that has not come close to it. But I do want to speak on, if I could, on True Detective's one season. I truly think is the greatest season of television I've ever seen in my entire life. And I think that is the reason why I should move on for me. I just thought you had, so if you think about it like that, it's already at a disadvantage, right? It's only had one season that's great, but it's just such a unique show to where no other season's connected to it. And honestly, the writers are different. They really struck lightning in a bottle with that one. It's almost as if Chernobyl did a season 2 and 3 of what the show would be like 20 years, 30 years later. I just can't imagine ever being as good as the first season. I guess to me, I think True Detective is one of the best things I've ever seen. And watching Matthew McConaughey and
who's that girl? Who's that girl? True Detective?
Alex
Dario.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why it's the best season.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like we were just talking about this last weekend.
Yeah. Why did I not talk about her? Yeah, no, she's great. What about you guys? What do you think?
Last summer, I think I rewatched Fargo, and I rewatched the first 3 seasons, and then I watched the newest season too. And like you said, True Detective, the one season is arguably the best in television, but I think the season 1 of Fargo is right up there too. Mm-hmm. Season 2 is super good as well, and I thought the most recent one was really good too.
Right? No, yeah, I agree.
So I think collectively, because seasons 2 and 4 of True Detective are so bad that I think it weighs it down.
Yeah,
so I think I would.
That sucks when a good show has a season that truly drags it down, just like Game of Thrones. And I didn't watch True Detective, so I get it.
Yeah, having not
True Detective, Kenny, is that there's only one good season. It's not even like one season's bringing it down. It's like the rest of them couldn't even compare.
Mm-hmm.
I thought season 3 was pretty good with Mahershala Ali. Like, I thought that was pretty good, but I think the problem is you're comparing it to season 1, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm. Would it be safe to say, if you're watching True Detective, season 1's the only season you need to watch?
Yeah,
I would say so. You wouldn't. Nothing about season 3 was going to change. I mean, you're right. It's good. It's not like going to make it, fix the whole show by any means.
No.
How was the new season of True Detective? Don't they have Jodie Foster?
I didn't even finish it.
It didn't end well. Yeah, it was cool, but it didn't end well to me personally.
I felt like the first 2 episodes were really interesting, where you're kind of hooked in, and it was supernatural. And the whole point of True Detective is you're it's actual crimes. So I don't know. It was really weird.
Yeah, it kind of went off the deep end a little bit there. Kenny, have you seen either or?
I watched. I'm for sure watched the first season of Fargo. I think I watched the second because at that time it was during American Horror Story times. I love anthology series, things like that.
Yeah.
And so I think I watched the second season and maybe the third, but I've rewatched the first season at least twice. And True Detective, I know it's a really good show, or at least just the first season of it. And Alexandra Daddario scene in it. So
yeah.
But I'm gonna go Fargo only because just knowing that there's multiple better seasons of that compared to just the one of True Detective.
Okay. I thought I could somehow convince some people. Guess not. Vu, what do you vote? It looks like it's Drew's got Fargo. He's got Fargo. Any chance you'll save me, or you can't because you haven't seen it?
I haven't seen either, so I think
Well.
my vote's null here.
No. Okay, one vote. No.
Just show them the
I
Alexander
don't know how
Daddario
to
scene.
put that on here. But no, Fargo moves on. Too bad for True Detective. I thought I just had to put it on there. All right, cool. Mr. Robot versus Peaky Blinders. Has anyone here seen Mr. Robot?
No, but I like
That's with Rami Malek.
Yeah, Rami Malek.
I like him, and I got so many commercials for Mr. Robot because of whatever channel that was on. I was always watching.
It was like
something else.
USA.
Yeah, it's USA.
Yeah.
And
What's that show even about?
Oh God, it's the coolest.
He's like a coder. He's like a cyber. He's not security, but he's like a cyber attacker type of guy.
Yeah. He's like just a hacker, and
Yeah.
and he essentially takes down people who are pieces of shits, and hacks them, and then takes them down. But then essentially, this big corporation, he's trying to take down the corporation that killed his father, and all this stuff. It's really, really good. I love it. But if no one else has seen it, that sucks. But I do recommend anyone to check it out. It's on here for a reason. It was like I think it was like even lower than what 25 was here. I think it was like 24th on the IMDb list. It's very, very highly rated. I almost didn't put it on just because I knew probably you guys hadn't seen it. But I've also never seen Peaky Blinders. So Mr. Robot's I've only seen 3 episodes of Peaky Blinders. So Mr. Robot's my vote.
I know they're making a Peaky Blinders movie, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. So good enough to get a movie out of it. I know my good friend was like obsessed with it. But yeah, I also didn't watch either of them. I feel like I wanted to watch Peaky Blinders because that's a Netflix show, right?
Yeah, it is Netflix.
I feel like just generally direct to like streaming shows are going to be better than network shows. That's what I'm going to go with.
But that's the one thing about True Detective that really changed it. Or sorry, I'm still on True Detective. Mr. Robot really changed it. Was that it was like nobody was watching it until it was put on Amazon. So nobody watched the first season, and then they saw they're like, "Whoa, this is amazing!" And the last season has one of the highest rated seasons of all time. It's crazy.
Wow.
Sheesh. USA is kind of a sleeper for shows, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
They are. I haven't seen. I watched one episode of Peaky Blinders, and then I don't know. It just didn't hook me.
Well, then I think we might.
We
have
got to go with Kevin. We got to go Mr.
Yeah.
Robot on this one then.
By default,
Follow. Yeah.
Horse race. All right, let's do it. Ride simulator.
Kev, what are you eating, by the way? I want to know.
I'm eating Chipotle. Real messy.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, real messy. It's good. I haven't wiped my face yet.
Man, we want the camera.
Oh, share cam.
Oh!
You look clean to me.
All right. How do we get stop, start, present? Share screen. We are at the races, baby. All right, at the races. So,
tap down.
Colton, have you ever been? You've been a part of one. Didn't we do it down in Mexico?
We did one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. So we're going to do 10 seconds. Okay. And we're going to have the names of, I guess we'll do Mr. Robot
That's
at
one.
25. That'll be number 2 if you ask, just because it has a higher number. And then Peaky Blinders number 1. Does that work for you guys?
All right, let's get it.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Let's ride.
Let's get it.
I like horse number 2 better. I like the stripes. Let's go 2. Let's go 2.
Oh, and he's pulling.
I'm not even a
That is
yeah,
why
Peaky Blinders it
horse
is.
races, you can never trust a horse on there, man. That's crazy that happened like that. Who injected him with steroids, dude?
That horse took a
That was an
shot.
adrenaline shot right there. Yeah.
Oh my god, that was crazy. Peaky Blinders, number 8 seed, moves on. All right, now we've got the Mandalorian versus.
Could I
Succession.
ask quickly here? Are Sydney and I in the minority that Succession is just like the worst show ever?
What?
Yeah, you're definitely in the minority.
Yeah.
So I know
Because you
Vu.
hate
I know Vu.
Shiv?
Okay,
Just because you hate Shiv.
just because it's all fucking stupid. That whole show is dumb. Nothing happens.
Well, you gotta why is it dumb?
Why is it dumb? Because the entire show, 4 seasons of nothing happening other than Logan dying. The show starts with them questioning who's going to take over when Logan dies. The show ends with nobody knowing who's going to take over when Logan dies, or not no one knowing. None of the kids got it. So what the hell was the whole point of the show? It was just about 4 brat kids spending money, doing shit, Shiv cheating on her good husband Tom.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
There was just
I'm on your side, buddy.
Nothing of substance happened in what there was 4 seasons, 10
Okay, there was
episodes,
definitely
an hour each.
substance. Like Jeremy Renner murdered somebody. He became too. Let's think what else. I mean,
Sure,
There's
he
so
did.
much
Yeah, he
character
killed the guy,
development.
but like
it's the greatest
development
character
towards
development.
what?
It's a
You know?
political drama almost. Like
But-
it's all drama, and there's so much character development. I cannot believe you guys are slandering.
It's
No,
so-
I would just get it,
I know I'm in the minority on this, but like that's what I don't understand.
dude. Vu,
I don't
this
get
show's
what
gonna
people
already
like
always
about
have one guy against it going forward. I don't know. I thought this was gonna go far. It might not.
Yeah. I mean, you get the best bromance in all of TV history, I think, with
Okay,
Tom
yeah,
and Greg.
I love that. Absolutely love that. I watched the show for the 2 people who weren't even Roy's.
Yeah,
Like, was
the
Greg a Roy? No, he
disgusting
was
brothers.
The disgusting brothers, totally. And it's like, I know I'm not trying to convince anyone because I know. I'm just saying, like, I don't think that my points aren't valid either. I think that people who love the show just like look past it.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
cool.
what other show can you?
Did you like Mandalorian either? Or are you just gonna yell about that one too?
I'm not even. I think the same thing about Mandalorian, that only the first season was good, and then it's just been downhill
Okay.
ever since. As much as I love it, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna vote for it because at least there was cool shit in it.
Yeah.
Succession was just rich people flying around in helicopter.
I think Succession is great. I think the writing
Yeah.
was great. I think the cinematography was great. They shot a whole episode one shot for Logan's death. Like, that was crazy.
Logan's death could not be more boring. Oh my god,
What?
Daddy,
What?
Daddy! Oh my god, I didn't say bye, Daddy! Oh my god, fuck Logan, fuck Kendall. No, what was Kieran Culkin's character's name? Roman.
It
Daddy,
was
Daddy! Oh my god.
Roman.
so
It was
dumb.
Roman.
I think
I'm
one
sorry.
thing that and you may
fucking-
not agree with this. I think Succession does a great job of having that dark tone with the comedic satire, a little bit of it all, because it is pretty funny if you think about it. But it's also really dark into some heavy episodes and some deep things that happen. I think it did a great job. Again, cinematography is the fact that it kind of feels like the cinematography from like you're watching. You feel like you're there with them because you're watching the quick shots and things like that. And you're watching people who are on top of the world, the richest people in the world, and you're watching them be terrible, live and in living color. And I think that's something that we all kind of like seeing. I mean, there's a reason why like the Kardashians are popular on TV. You're watching. Also, there's a factor to it that is based off of the Fox News, I think, owner, the Murdochs too. So it's kind of like, oh, is that real? Is something like that happen? Things like that. I mean, I just think it's truly, and I think it's one of the best written shows in all of television.
I will always remember Tom's bachelor party.
Yeah. When he put it, when he put it in the mouth and then he
Technically, it's not cheating.
Put it back in.
Bolton, what do you think, man?
I agree. Succession. I love Succession. I just think it's so damn funny. Like,
Yeah.
I think
L to the OG.
I remember Vu like 2 seasons in not realizing it was like a dark comedy.
What did you think it was? Like just a comedy?
He just thought it was like just a regular show, like a drama. I was like, every episode has me laughing out loud. Like,
Yeah.
I think I realized it was a comedy when Kendall went up stage and started rapping for his dad's birthday.
That was season 1, right?
Yeah.
No, I think that was that
It was
season?
like 2, I think.
I do think if you look at it in the light of it being a dark comedy, it, like Kenny's saying, there isn't a lot of like action, but if you look at it as it being a dark comedy, I think it makes it a lot better. Or I get what Kenny's saying, but I also was locked into all the storylines. So I definitely would go with Succession.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm gonna go with it as well. It's like watching The Big Short. I mean, Big Short, I guess, has it's just drama, and what it's moving on. So if we want to talk about it more, we'll get.
Let it move on. I just want to know. I already said my piece about the main four, how nothing happened with them. As much as I love Greg, at least something happened with Tom. Tom became CEO. What
Yeah.
do you think if Greg was removed from the show, would the story have changed at all?
Greg.
Greg.
No,
Fucking
Greg was just an extra character.
Exactly.
You were
That's
just
what I'm
his
saying.
point was really just to show him rising as somebody who literally was like a dropout in high school, college.
Yeah, just
How he
off the
became
family name.
Yeah, to show how nepotism works in the world.
Exactly.
I think people get how nepotism works without Greg.
But
But
Tom went without cracking a couple Gregs.
no, I get that, and I love that. That's of the four of the however many hours of that show there was. That was the best part of the show.
All right, boys, I'm gonna reel it back in here. Moving on, we've got 13 versus 20. We got Lost versus Mad Men. I think Mad Men, I'm gonna just say this, is actually the greatest written show of all time. I think people love the character growth of John Hamm in this, and I think he's a pretty good. I'm not gonna overstate it by any means, but I think John Hamm is this character is one of the greatest, and you know I think you've created a great actor in John Hamm outside of it too. But I think his acting in the show and his representation of this ad guy from the '60s, I mean, it was just phenomenal. So I just want to point that out. Who here has seen Mad Men or Lost wants to speak for them?
I've watched
didn't
the
know-
first season of Lost.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah,
Wow.
and it was very good, but it's really dense and drawn out, I feel like.
I think it's also just so long.
Yeah.
Mad Men was longer. I just googled it. I didn't know Mad Men had 7 seasons. I didn't finish Mad Men.
Yeah, but
But
it's-
Lost
Different.
was 6
Different.
seasons.
There's 24 episodes in one season of Lost.
yeah, that's
Oh,
what I mean.
Yeah.
And they're all 45 minutes long, so it's like, geez.
Mad Men was on, what channel was that on?
AMC, the same channel
Was
as Breaking Bad, dude.
Mad Men
Yeah.
was on AMC.
Yeah.
I thought that was just on Netflix, so I only ever watched that.
No, yeah, it got
Oh.
famous from Netflix, and then like season 4,
I didn't know
everyone
that.
saw it and put it. Yeah,
Wow. I thought it was
crazy.
direct to streaming. Wow.
yeah. I mean, it's AMC was killing it for a while, and then now AMC is literally just Walking Dead.
Do you
sorry,
think I didn't question because I didn't finish Mad Men? I forget how many seasons I watched of it, but a lot of people kind of similar to Game of Thrones and how the finale of Lost, people like disliked the show because they didn't like the finale of Lost. How was the finale of Mad Men?
Has anyone else seen it?
Mm-mm.
No. Finale of him, essentially, he kind of gives up being like this ad guy, and he decides he wants to be kind of like a hippie. He like
Nice.
it's based on a true character, Mad Men. So at the end, you kind of realize, oh, that is this guy that they're kind of basing it off of. I think it was I remember it being a decent ending. I'll be truthful with you guys. Don't judge me. I haven't finished it yet. I'm on like season 4, but I did like it a lot, and I've heard and I've seen the last scene and stuff like that. So I can't say it was phenomenal by any means. I think it's 5 seasons, but I got to finish it. Yeah,
Do people not like the ending of Lost?
It was controversial.
controversial for sure.
I liked it. I mean, I watched the last episode just to see how it ended because I
Hey,
didn't want
You watched the first season and then you watched the last episode.
to. Yeah. I didn't want to commit that
It was like, wait, why are they on the island and why are they out in real life? You didn't.
I thought it was a good ending. You know, it's a closure.
did you understand it?
Yeah, they were all dead already.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, Holton just got spoiled, man.
I probably wasn't going to watch it because, like I said, it's so long.
Now Boo
Yeah.
ruined it for you.
And like you guys are saying, I've heard that people didn't really like it. So then it's like,
That's kind of why I stopped watching, was because of that.
yeah.
It was a peaceful, like every character had closure at the end.
Yeah,
So
they did. They gave every single character like a really good story, and like
Yeah.
even throughout different seasons, each character had more plot points. Like they just kept going deeper and deeper and deeper into their storylines. You know, I was gonna say Mad Men, but I actually kind of want to switch back to Lost, just because I
Lost was
remember.
very
I remember
tricky.
more of Lost.
Yeah.
I used to rent the DVDs off Netflix.
But I think if you were to go rewatch Mad Men, you would think, oh, this is seriously one of the greatest shows. But I love upsets, so I will, whatever works.
we're a fan of John Hamm on this podcast.
I am a John Hamm.
I love
fan.
John Hamm. Love John
So
Hamm.
That's why he's my vote.
I said during Vu's hosting episode that I was like, why doesn't John Hamm like star in more stuff? Like Mad Men was his thing, but like I feel like so many other things he's just like a side character or a joke character.
I think
But, like
I
he
think
has what it takes to be like a real star.
I think he gets in trouble because of
franchise.
circumstance. It's like kind of like the Luke Skywalker with Star Wars. He is so
Typecasted.
maybe typecasted, but he is so personified as that Mad Men character. But you know what? He's in a lot of TV shows. He's not in a lot of movies. Maybe that's the problem.
Mhm.
That's what, I feel like he has what it takes. He could be.
He's a side character for it.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like a lot of side characters, he's like the joke. Like he
Mhm.
comes in to a few episodes of Parks and Recreation. He's just like an idiot.
Oh,
He's in Parks and Rec.
He's in the last season of Parks and Rec in a couple episodes.
like
Oh, wow.
I personally think John Hamm would be
John
great.
Hmm
I don't remember.
I think John Hamm would be a great actor to fill a role where it's somebody like the Batman.
Totally.
Right,
I
where
was gonna say
Batman
Superman.
itself is the character and that everyone knows of, but then they go,
Yeah.
"Oh, John Hamm's that guy. He's a pretty good actor." Okay, and he's playing an older version of Batman. I'd go see that for Batman. Stay for the John Hamm part.
Yeah,
Totally agree.
for
Yeah.
sure.
You know, but don't put him in Spider-Man. The man looked like he was 40 when he was like 21. He could have never done that. So, but yeah, Mad Men's my choice. What about you guys?
I haven't seen enough of either to give a vote here.
Vu, tiebreaker.
I like Lost, but I haven't
Nice.
seen it either.
Oh, damn, you're going Lost.
Upset.
Okay, wow, upset alert. All right. Golly, Game of Thrones versus Lost. That's gonna be easy. Last of Us versus Narcos. What do you guys think?
Ooh,
Am I allowed to? Well, I don't. Just no, because it's TV shows.
is
just like to
Narcos
say-
both? Mexico
Yeah, both
and-
Narcos and Narcos Mexico. Only the Pablo Escobar Narcos.
We could do both if you guys wanted to. Whatever you guys want.
Okay, even better.
Vote
because
however you want. I'm voting with probably just the Pablo Escobar part, truthfully.
That's fine too, because that's the best part of Narcos.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Oh,
Narcos
it's so
Mexico is still so good,
Yeah,
but
Diego
the
Luna.
regular Narcos, I loved it. I love Narcos so much.
Mhm.
I'm only
Pedro
picking-
Pascal. Oh, you're right. It's Pedro
Yeah.
Pascal.
Pedro Pascal and Diego Luna and
the
Michael
guy
Pena.
from- Yep,
Like
Yeah.
so many like all
the
of
biggest
big like
Hispanic
exactly
actors
yeah
are
they're all
on
they all
that
got
show.
in it. Yeah, I love them.
Did you
Narcos
say
was
the
so
biggest standing actors? Like,
Hispanic.
Hispanic.
oh, Hispanic. Okay, sorry.
They're
I
all
was actually
so
like,
good.
that's amp in there, but okay. We'll take it.
I felt like the cinematography in that show was so beautiful, and like they didn't even give Mexico like the yellow tint. You know,
Mhm.
they give it a little. They give it a little bit,
A
but
little
it wasn't as bad as like the Sicario movies or just like
Yeah.
things, anything else, or even El Chapo, things like that. Like it was so beautiful, and it was like. Do you guys know the story of they had a location scout? This was specifically Narcos Mexico, a location scout. He was just down there filming or finding locations to film the show, and the cartel killed him
No
because
way.
he was like encroaching on territory. Like this is just a guy. Like I don't know. I guess they thought he was sketchy, and they killed him. So I think that's part of the reason why the last season of Narcos Mexico was like delayed a bit.
That's
That's
crazy.
really intense, and so it just goes to show like they
Wow.
got close to the action.
Yeah. Holy
But the
cow.
music and all the acting, every single character was so good in it, and it's primarily in Spanish. But
Yeah,
I love reading subtitles, anyways. So
I do too. Yeah, I'm fine.
I loved it.
Because
Like
it's
there
that
was,
good.
yeah, there was so much culture in it. Like it just so good. I had rewatched like the actual Narcos multiple times, but never Narcos.
No,
Mexico.
Kenny, don't mean to cut you here. I want you to save a little bit of it if it moves on, a little bit of this too.
Yeah,
But
no, just
because I'm
I'm
voting
picking
I'm voting Narcos as well. I love Last of Us. I think the game is awesome. I think the show, season 2 ruined it for me, truthfully, a little bit. But so I was gonna go with Narcos. Vu and or Drew, or do you guys disagree? Anything you want to add here, or you guys really want to fight for Last of Us?
I agree with you guys, but that's not to say The Last of Us is a bad show. I think
No,
The Last
that's
of
why it's
Us-
on this list. It's on
Yeah.
the list.
I think
It's
both
above.
seasons
Oh, no,
of
it's
The
not.
Last of Us were fantastic. So it's just Narcos is transcending. I mean,
it's so good. Oh my
Mhm.
god, I
it
love
was fantastic TV.
I still listen to that theme song every now and then. There's a really sick remix of it.
Oh
I love
yeah, it is good.
it. So
Yeah.
good.
Were you going to say something?
I would go with Narcos too. I haven't seen the second season of Last of Us yet, but I keep seeing that, like you said, kind of ruins it. But
It wasn't bad. I don't think it's bad by any means. It's just not up to the level of the first season, I guess.
Yeah,
Like
I'd agree.
the Abby parts will be good. Hey, Lenny, how you doing?
You know what I think is especially awesome about Narcos is I feel like every season, like it didn't dip at all. It maybe dipped a little bit, but like it was so good.
I don't think I've finished Narcos Mexico yet. I think I got to the part where they catch Diego Luna.
Oh, that was just the
first two seasons.
Yeah, the second one, and then I guess the next guy takes over after that.
I'd say we count Narcos because I think as a show, Narcos is pretty great. It's only 4 seasons, right, or 3?
Yeah, the first 2 are Pablo Escobar, and then the 2 are what are they called? The Rodrigo brothers, or whatever the brothers. I forget. And then Mexico was Mexico.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then we're gonna move on. Narcos. Okay, that's gonna be an insane next round.
Yeah.
We got The Office versus The Bear.
The battles of the.
Yeah, battles of the. I'm actually gonna go with The Office. I think it's one of the greatest comedies of all time. Out of all the comedies we're gonna see on this list, I'd say it probably is the best. I don't think it ends the best out of all the comedies. I don't, but I also.
But it's the journey.
But I do love The Bear because we're in the middle of it. I know Vu does not like the last season of The Bear. But yeah, what say you boys?
I've been rewatching the Superfan episodes of
have you?
The Office the last couple of days, and I mean I've seen The Office probably 10 times probably.
Yeah.
And I mean it just never gets old. It's like
it's awesome. It's just easy television. And
then with the Superfan episodes, even like the deleted scenes are hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's some where you're like,
I think it's the number 1 syndicated show on television right now. Like it's on TBS, it's on Comedy Central, it's on like VH1 or MTV. It's everywhere.
As it should be.
Yeah, I'm picking Office. I think I would try to force myself to watch The Bear, and I wanted to like it, and I think I did, but it's also a hard show to watch, but that's on purpose. They do that on purpose. So
I do want
to kind of hang out. If you want to watch The Bear, The Office, you would go The Office.
I do want to give a shout out to the episode Forks in season 2.
Yeah, Forks there's no episode but maybe besides Pam and what's his name's wedding. I think that's a fantastic episode. But Forks is elite television. Maybe some of the best TV out there.
Yep, exactly. So
that one episode is one of my all-time greatest episodes. But all right, I think we got The Office moving on. All right, guys, Stranger Things versus Simpsons.
Ooh.
I am a huge Stranger Things fan.
I love Stranger Things.
I love it.
I'm picking Stranger Things.
I'm picking
Simpsons is just copy-paste every season.
I'd agree, Stranger Things, but Simpson is just generational. Like this has been on for 30 years now,
if not more, right? I mean, 30-something years.
I've only seen I think the first 2 seasons of Stranger Things.
What?
What'd you think of them?
I thought that they were good. I don't know. I think maybe I got caught into like the phenomenon of like every single person liking it, and I just wanted to like not watch it. And then, I don't know. Do you guys think because it's going into its last season, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you guys think it's like withstood like everything has been good the whole time?
I think season 4 brought it back for me, truly being back in up echelon of great TV.
So many stars have come out of the show. Like,
okay, no, that's not. Well, that's not necessarily true. But sorry, I don't mean to attack it. That I'm sorry. That was You're right. They're having stars. I thought the child actors were going to become bigger, but you're right. If you watch the other side, the actors are pretty big.
I love Stranger Things so much. Everyone agrees that season 3 was like the worst one, but that's actually my favorite one.
Yeah, when they were stuck in the mall.
I love season 3 so much. I feel like season 3 is very similar to Guardians of the Galaxy 2 in that both of those people didn't like that. I love those ones so much. The reason
I was just gonna compare it to.
I know. So the reason, but the thing is, it's very, very similar. Guardians 2 and season 3 of Stranger Things is that they all got split up into like groups, and those groups they meshed so well together.
Mm-hmm.
And like I
do that every season though.
Yes and no. Like the groups that were split up in season 3, they were really split up the whole time, and then season 4 they kind of come back together. Then like 2 larger groups.
Season 3 is where you get introduced to Maya Hawke, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
The ice cream shop.
Yeah, Maya Hawke, and even No, Joseph Quinn was last season.
And then
But-
Joseph Quinn coming in was just an amazing
So
choice.
good.
Where
Yes.
he's became. I
Mhm.
mean, season 2, I love when they switched Joe Keery's character around to being a
Mhm.
likable character. Him and
Mhm.
what's that kid's name? The weird one,
Dustin.
Dustin. I love their relationship together.
Yeah.
He became like their mom. Like everyone likes to joke about
Mhm.
it. I mean, I love that part of it.
Yeah.
Joe Keery is just an elite actor. I want more from him.
He's an elite actor and singer.
And
Yep.
Fargo. He's in Fargo.
Is he in
Season
Fargo?
4.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
shoot.
most recent one. Yeah,
Yeah.
Cool.
it was John Hamm.
Or 5. Season 5 with John Hamm. Yeah.
Yeah, John Hamm was speaking. I mean, he was amazing in Fargo.
Yeah, he was. He was. Yeah, John Hamm should be in the Stranger Things, if you ask me.
Yeah,
John Hamm should
Honestly.
be in everything.
Hey, you never know. We got one more season.
Yeah, no, I am on the John Hamm team, dude. Like, if we do underrated actors, he's one of them. Up there with, like, James McAvoy for me for underrated actors.
Oh, for sure.
All right, cool. Well, then I think Stranger Things is moving on. Now we'll see how far they go. It wasn't. It was a closer game than I expected. Let's just say that. We had to do the scores. Atlanta versus Friends.
Ooh.
You've got maybe. I think Atlanta is truly elite writing, elite cinematography, elite. Just everything about it is done with so much. It's to the nth degree everything they do.
Yeah.
The only thing that throws me off is that none of it's really connected, and they're kind of singular episodes. But I think it's such a unique show out there. If you're watching Atlanta, you're going, oh, that's Atlanta. Everyone knows. But you can say the same for Friends too. Whereas Friends for me is one of my all-time favorite shows. I love either or. I don't know which one. I don't know which one is truly better to me. I think Atlanta could go further than Friends, so that's why I'm going to go with Atlanta.
I'm going to vote for Atlanta because Paperboy is amazing. All the actors are amazing. I love the cameos. They go to Drake's house.
I'm gonna go Atlanta as well. I started watching it right when it first started airing, and I was just like, and it's just one of those shows where there's nothing really like it. I don't think. I mean, and I just think it's fantastic, and it's another one kind of like Succession where it has me laughing out loud every episode too.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's pretty dark.
Yeah.
And I thought season 3 was really weird, kind of, where they like.
I did too.
But I thought it was really good. And I thought season 4 really did a good job of wrapping it up, and the finale was incredible. So yeah,
I have yet to see the last season. So.
Oh man, but you got to finish it off, man.
Yeah.
So good.
I only watched the first 2 episodes of Atlanta, but I really liked it. And I think the only reason I didn't finish it is because that was right when I moved to LA, and so I just got busy. But I really liked
Disney,
it.
Go see it, man. You gotta check it out.
I know. Well, I want to, and I will someday. But I'm for sure picking Atlanta over.
I bet Sydney would like it too.
She's finished it, or she watched as much. She was in LA, Chicago, and then we watched the first 2 episodes together, and then that's when I was like, okay, this is awesome. I want to keep watching it. And then I didn't. But I just
2 episodes you've seen, not 2 seasons.
2 episodes of the first season, and I already knew I liked that so much, and it's not even a competition. I would pick that over Friends any day.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I think we all agreed Atlanta's moving on. And then, oh geez, why is it so hard for me? Okay. And then we've got the last of the first round, the play-in round. We've got Severance versus Seinfeld.
Severance.
Oh boy.
Holden, I know you're a big fan.
Holden, yeah. What are you thinking, Holden?
Well, I mean, Severance is only 2 seasons in, but I loved it. I mean, I've loved all of it, but I do love Seinfeld. I think I'd have to go Severance because I think it's just
Nice.
So are we 4 for 4 on Severance?
Yeah, I just think there's. I mean, the plot of Severance and just the twists and turns that it's taken us, and the fact that it's now one of those shows that's appointment television. People are watching it week to week. I just think it's really good, and I thought they hit it out of the park with season 2. I thought every episode, besides maybe the Cobell one, which was needed, but I thought
I didn't hate that one though. I really didn't.
I didn't hate it, but I thought they could have just put it in another episode and not have it be singular. I think maybe if I was binging it, I wouldn't hate it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Because what did we get right before that? Something crazy,
was
and
the
then
Jeff.
it was a Cobell episode. So yeah, I
Was it the
totally
Jeff
agree with you.
episode?
I think it was.
I don't
Yeah.
remember which one.
I think if we had been around during Seinfeld, I'm sure it would have been a bigger impact on us. Again, we're a bunch of millennials. I'm not going to say our ages on for all the people around the world listening in.
We're Mr.
But
Anti-idiotic.
Do you
But
think
it also could be an
Seinfeld-
issue where, in 10 years, we may do an episode with Severance on there, and it could be like a Lost situation where it really went nowhere,
Yeah.
Who knows? Because right now,
Because,
I
yeah,
don't
during Lost,
know
people
what's going
go
on.
crazy for it.
Yeah.
First
Yeah,
one.
it was 2004. It'd be Lost and Desperate Housewives on this list.
Haven't a lot of people been comparing Severance to Lost?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I hope they keep it up.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't.
I know. Hopefully, it doesn't fall off. Because if it does nail the ending, it's going to be one of the greatest shows of all time.
Mhm.
This is
I'm
where
sure
it's,
it will.
it's
I
gonna
trust
be,
Ben Stiller.
it's one more season, right? Of Severance?
Two more.
No, I think there's gonna be two.
Two more, I think.
More.
Three? Two or
Three?
three?
I
They said
think you're right. It
five
might
total?
be three. They might
I
do
think they
five.
said they want 5.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think I did see that.
Okay.
Well, the playing round is over, guys. That was a lot of work there. 43 minutes later, and we are finally at the final 16. So let's dive in. Let's not waste any time. We've got the number 1 rated show of all time, Breaking Bad. I don't think anyone can dispute that, but it's at the number 1 rated show in our hearts. Now, that's the real thing, okay? And we want to make sure everyone out there knows that this is not one of those, truly analytical podcasts where you go into what's better because of this. No. We're just 4 idiots. I'm drinking a beer right now, trying to rate what are better movies or shows to me. And to me, it's still Breaking Bad. But I do love It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I think Sunny in Philadelphia deserves to be here. What say you boys?
It was an unfortunate placement.
Yeah.
It could go further, but no,
We'll
it's not.
see.
It's not making out. It's Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I think, and we don't. I think. Do we all agree? Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
All right, cool. We'll save the. It's like back in the day, Vu, when we did. I think it was like. I think we did Lord of the Rings. And we never even talked about Lord of the Rings until it got to the finals.
Yeah.
Whatever it was. I forget what it
What's
Don't
was.
waste time.
understood, what's
That's the whole
understood
podcast.
doesn't need to be said.
Yeah. We've got Fargo versus Peaky Blinders.
We had the racehorse for the last round for Peaky Blinders, so I feel like
Yeah.
we're gonna pick Fargo on this.
I'm gonna go. Fargo. Yeah, no, don't let the people who have just joined us. We actually had a real long conversation about why Peaky Blinders is great about 10 minutes ago. Go check it out. But it's just to me, it's just that Fargo's a better show.
Yeah.
And I hate the British. So
It's separated for a reason. Come on.
yeah, USA. All right.
Yeah, maybe not right now, Kev. Maybe not.
The Brits suck still.
I'm gonna be the only one that wants Better Call Saul.
I heard that this is better than.
Yeah, I told you. I told you that.
Yeah.
Not many people believe. Or not
I
many
don't think
people
I've ever
agree with
heard
me.
that, but okay.
I like Better Call Saul more than Breaking Bad.
I think it's a higher rated show on IMDb, isn't it?
It had
It
one more
is.
season.
It's
If
fifth
that
highest
counts
rated
that.
show on IMDb.
Yeah.
It's so good. I love Breaking Bad. Don't get me wrong. I am not putting down Breaking Bad. I know we're not comparing Breaking Bad right now, but just saying with Better Call Saul, I felt like there was some episodes of Breaking Bad where you could kind of skip it. And like there were just slow episodes. Better Call Saul, every single episode mattered. And there was
Yeah.
like one more additional season of it. And it was really the connective glue for Better Call for El Camino and Breaking Bad. It was a prequel and then took place during, and it was a sequel.
Oh, that's
So
sick. Okay.
It did everything. That's why I think Better
I've
Call
thought
Saul
about
was
checking it
better.
out too. I have really. It's just I haven't seen it.
I will admit it starts a little slow, but every season gets better and better and better.
Yeah, Vu, what did you never watched it?
I'm just gonna preface that I have not seen either Breaking Bad or Better Call
Oh my
Saul,
God.
but I have seen.
Wait, and
so,
you voted Breaking Bad no matter what
I
the
have
run
seen
through?
so
He
many
knows.
clips of Breaking Bad, and I know like the plot because I've
Yeah.
seen so many clips that
Yeah.
like I've seen enough where I know it's a good show, and I
Well,
don't have to watch it.
What do you think, man?
Me?
Yeah, what do you think? Better Call
Oh,
Saul?
I haven't seen Better Call Saul.
Oh, if it's between these two, it's Succession, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, Kenny's
Fortunately, Kenny's going to the.
It's okay. It's okay. I get it. But I'm serious. If you guys are gonna, or Holton, if you should check
Is
out
it on?
Better Call Saul, it's on Netflix.
Netflix? Okay.
Yeah, it's.
Well, hey,
I-
if it makes you feel better, Kenny, it's facing Breaking Bad next, so you might have
Oh,
to
cool.
share
Let's
that.
get out of here. Get out of here.
We'll have to see. We've got Lost versus Game of Thrones. I mean, this one might even. When I saw Game of Thrones at 4, I thought this crew's probably all going to say Game of Thrones. It's so top heavy. The best shows.
Yeah.
I think Game of Thrones by far none.
Game of Thrones
Yeah,
has more
even with a poor ending, I think Game of Thrones it clears it.
But it's good that it's being up against Lost, which
both
has
have
another bad
poor endings.
ending.
Can I say I actually didn't hate that last season? I just want to get that out there.
Game of Thrones?
You liked
I didn't hate
Daenerys?
Well, I never read the
Character
book. Never read anything above 20 pages.
Well, the book isn't finished, anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
I just didn't like how Daenerys flipped the switch and all of a sudden became crazy, all within like 2 episodes.
They were just
right.
The writers, Dan and DB Weiss, were just trying to be like, "Oh, she's the Mad King's daughter, so she's gonna do it too," for no reason though. Other than they were trying to just.
Were there any like background of what was? Does anyone know what's supposed to happen? Has there been any leaks or anything? Like what's?
Nope.
I feel like if they just needed 2 more episodes in that last season.
Yeah,
like that would have. They just rushed everything. Like
that was HBO.
Wasn't the last episode like 2 hours?
No, it was
hour and a half,
maybe an hour and a half,
or 20.
Okay. Yeah.
Not even just that, but like, you think having Arya kill the Night King was okay?
Yeah, I thought that
that
7
was
seasons of a show building up that Jon was supposed to be the one to kill the Night King, and then boom, here comes his.
But you know what? After every episode, I did think to myself, that was a good episode. That's the only thing. That's what I mean with that season.
I think until the end, I just hated the Bran thing. It just
oh my god, even his actor was like, what?
I hate him so much that it just
the Raven.
Well, then
he just sucked so much.
Yeah, he was in a wheelchair for the last 6 seasons.
So boring.
Yeah. His scenes were skippable.
And then like
Jon Snow got sent back out, right?
He went back to the wall, but that was self-isolation or self.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
And then it's like
still a great show though.
And then it's like when he leaves, like the white Danny's guy, White Worm, is like, "Oh, don't worry, John's gonna go off," and he's like, "Okay," and then he could just turn around, and be like, "Psych," and Grey Worm, not White Worm, Grey Worm, he wouldn't know.
I will say this: the one thing about this show is it has the highest of highs. I mean, it doesn't have like almost all like in the top 10 is like 4 episodes in the top 10 of TV shows of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is phenomenal. So that's what it does deserve to go through.
Yeah.
Chernobyl and Narcos.
Ooh.
I know
have
we
not
just
seen
hyped up
Chernobyl.
the hell out of Narcos, but Chernobyl, I would say, is generational TV.
Yeah,
I think it is too. Watching that was one of the best shows I've ever seen. One of the best, maybe the best acting and writing I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
It was so good. Every actor was so good.
And if you look at every writer from Chernobyl and screenwriter, anyone who was attached to Chernobyl has moved on to extremely big things because of how generational, how amazing that show is. Now, Narcos, I think it's 4 seasons of great TV, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think
4 seasons of great versus 1 season of S tier TV.
Yeah.
Is Chernobyl only 1 season?
Yeah, it's only 1 season.
Is it
it's 6
episodes,
going,
or is that just it?
6 episodes.
Is that just it? It was a limited series.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
It's only 6. I gotta watch it. Dang.
I just rewatched Chernobyl like a month ago, and
does it hit the same?
But it like hits you in like a holy shit, like I can't believe this happened, and like
it's real,
and nobody is like stopping it, and like they're all so dumb, and you're just like,
oh my god, that scene where they're on the roof trying to take that stuff off, and the dogs.
Yeah. Yeah, the dogs. But
don't say too much. I want to watch.
The opening scene, Kenny, will like hook you too. Like
that's awesome.
Like it's the ending basically, but it's the first scene of the entire show, and you're like, holy shit. Like,
now, the only thing I think that I don't like about Chernobyl is I can't name a character. They're all really just generic British dudes, and even though they're Ukrainian, they all speak English, which is crazy. But I think it's literally the best written show of all time.
For sure. And I don't think it's
acting was great. Now, Narcos, again, bringing it back, I loved the blonde mustache man. I tried looking like him for a long time. I mean, you got Pedro Pascal, man. I mean, he was such a stud in that. And then don't ever forget the man who played what's his name? Pablo Escobar. I mean, he was phenomenal. I loved him in Civil War. And I love that he's starting to get bigger now, which is cool because he's a great actor.
He's in he's in an Apple show with
Yes, with
Brian Tyree Henry.
with Paperboy.
Yeah, I watched like the first 5 or 6 episodes. I thought it was pretty good. Still
You didn't
I
finish.
forgot about that.
You didn't finish the whole
I
time.
haven't finished it yet. No.
Do you recommend me checking it out?
Yeah, I think it'll hook you a little bit. I mean, it's like on IMDb. I think they're all like 7.2 rated episodes.
Yeah.
So it's like good, but it's not like, you know.
I think it's like 80% Rotten Tomato.
Yeah. I think it's pretty good. I still need to finish it, but yeah.
So are we thinking Chernobyl or Narcos?
I want to pick Narcos. I mean, obviously, I want to pick Narcos because I haven't seen Chernobyl, but I know enough about. I don't even know anything about it. I just know how good
Kenny,
it is. I just know how good.
You don't know my
is,
answer
so.
yet. You don't know my.
No, I'm gonna go Chernobyl. Just I know how.
Damn. Okay.
What was your vote? What was your vote gonna be?
This is gonna be Chernobyl, bro. If you would have said Narcos just for the fun of it, I would have said Narcos.
Then it would have been a racehorse. No, I love Narcos so much, but I know what I'm missing. I think.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I'm gonna get there eventually.
Cool. All right. Something I've never seen The Wire, so I can't
seen
be
The
here,
Wire.
but I love The Office.
Same.
We've all
Holden,
only
have you seen The Wire?
Yeah, I've seen it.
All right, sell it, save it.
I mean, it's super
It's
good.
drowning.
It's number 6 show.
Yeah.
I mean, it does a good job of splitting up Baltimore, where half of the storyline is drug dealers and gangbangers, and then the other half is the cops.
Kind of more The Wire.
Yeah, yeah, and it just
is The Wire like a drug lord gangbang version of The Office?
I would say.
If Dunder Mifflin was in Baltimore.
In Baltimore.
Michael was a leader.
Yeah.
I mean, The Wire's really good, but The Office it's top tier television.
Wow.
Even when Robert California is the acting manager of The Office, I still thought that show was great.
I liked Robert California.
Yeah, I think
I was a fan of
Kevin. What's his name? I don't even. The actor's name.
Ed Helms.
No, Robert California.
What is it? He's Ultron. What's
James
his name?
Spader.
Kevin.
Yep.
James Spader. James. Yeah, not Kevin. James Spader.
I think he's a great actor.
He's in Blacklist, which Grant Jones claimed is one of the best shows of all time.
Have you ever seen, Vu, someone took Robert California audio clips and like put an Ultron filter over it? So it sounds like it's Ultron saying the crazy like sex stuff that Robert California says. It's so, I'll send it to you. It's so funny.
Yeah, put it in the chat, dude.
It's so funny.
All right, well then the first upset of this round is, if I'm correct, is The Office moving on to the Elite Eight.
A very fat pick right there.
Wow. Okay, impressive. Stranger Things versus Atlanta.
Stranger Things.
I choose Stranger Things myself.
Yeah.
I love Atlanta, but I think Stranger Things, and Atlanta will probably win more awards than Stranger Things, and yada yada. You know, the acting is way better. But I think it's just when you watch Stranger Things. I was recently rewatching. It's like snap, crackle, pop, and this is like each scene is really well done, and it's like the way they edit it. The editing is amazing in it. And I think the acting is pretty damn good, and it's cool to see those kids together, and I think they all work really well together. And I'm thoroughly entertained every season. I think it's such good fantasy, dark, I guess horror. But I think it's so good.
Can I add one quick thing you missed, Kevin? I agree with all of that, but what I feel like doesn't get enough representation from Stranger Things is the music. The music of Stranger Things, the original score, not just the music they use, but the original score. It's so good. Walking in Hawkins, that song plays in my head every single day. I love that song so much.
Chef's kiss.
So good. I'm picking Stranger Things over Atlanta only because I'd only seen the first 2 episodes. But
what about you guys? What do you guys say?
I'd say Stranger Things as well. Just the story is so
sad
neat.
face there.
What?
You got a sad face. Are you bummed?
Well, I would go Atlanta just because I haven't seen all of Stranger Things. And Atlanta.
Who were you saying though, dude? I don't want to interrupt. I think you're on a roll there.
No, I just think Stranger Things is a great show, great horror show, something that we don't get too much of.
It's actually scary too. I feel like shows aren't scary.
It is actually scary.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay,
want to
I'm
go
curious.
upside down.
Do you think you were put off by the show's main cast being like kids? Not in a weird way.
No,
Like because I want to say that was my thing about Skeleton Crew, the new Star Wars show. Like I didn't want to watch it because it seemed like it was.
Oh, it's so
kids.
good.
I know it is. I know, but like I don't know. It took me 3 or 2 times to actually watch the first episode of Stranger
Yeah.
Things too, because I thought the same thing. I was like, just kids. I was like,
Yeah.
whatever. But then I realized how good it was. So
Didn't the directors or the or the showrunners weren't they up for Star Wars, or was it It? I'm trying to remember what it was, and they got turned down. I think it was It. They were supposed to be doing It, and it was between them and the person who ended up directing it. They got turned down and turned Stranger Things into something better than the It franchise.
Oh,
The
is that what
Doofer
happened? That's
brothers?
awesome.
Yeah. Huh?
The Doofer brothers?
Yeah.
Got turned down? Wow.
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just I wish they would have made it even somewhat relatively as good as this. And It one was really good, but Stranger Things is just amazing.
Aren't they? There's a new It show coming out, right?
Yeah, Welcome to Derry.
Welcome to
Yeah.
Dairy.
It's a prequel.
Trailer
show.
looked pretty good, I thought.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
Hopefully they learn their lessons from the problem that screwed It too was the fact that the book, second half of the book is really weird. I've heard,
Yeah.
and that's why they had to make it like that. And I thought it was still pretty good, but that last scene where they're fighting in that basement, he's just like a monster. I thought that was so dumb. That's why I hate Shang-Chi and the dragons. Yeah, right. I just had to throw hate out there.
Tell me more about how you hate Asian people.
No, hey, you slow down there, buddy. This is a pro-Asian podcast, damn it. Half the people here are Asian. Let's go.
It's not even our month.
Not anymore. Wait, is it not? When was AAPI
It's April.
month? Oh, it's April, man. I don't know what month. Every month is AAPI month to me. Come on.
Yeah, dude. Asians are sick. Let's go. All right. Severance versus we got today's maybe Magnum Cum Laude versus the old days, which is Sopranos, man. I mean, we got Severance versus now there's a difference. We're on only season 2 of Severance. They had 7, maybe, or was it 5 perfect seasons? Some would like to say of Sopranos. It's a lot of the time Sopranos is number 1 on here, but it is number 2 on this list. Guys, what do you think? What do you guys say for this?
I love Severance, but Sopranos fucking slaps, and it's not close either. Tony
I agree.
Soprano is
Sopranos
the greatest. Yeah, Tony is the greatest anti-hero. He's the birth of the anti-hero, and he is the greatest, one of the greatest characters of TV ever.
I agree.
What do you think, Kenny?
I have not seen Sopranos,
Oh,
but I know it's really good. But I also love Severance, so I'm only picking Severance just because I haven't seen Sopranos.
okay. I'm gonna choose horse race. So Severance.
Whoa!
Ooh.
No. I know. It's almost sacrilege what I'm doing right now.
Damn, I should have picked Narcos instead, so we could have done a horse race.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying.
This is what
Horse
makes the
race.
pod
All right.
great.
We want more horse races.
This is
I think-
what
I
makes
think- I
our
think-
list great.
I think Sopranos is great, but there were some episodes I was pretty damn bored. I'm not gonna lie. That was just me though. So
How many episodes a season is Sopranos?
5. Oh, sorry, 10. Yeah, 10 to 12.
Mhm.
Cool. I thought
Alright,
since it was
we
an older
got-
show that there would be like another 20 season long, 20 episodes.
We've got
each season.
Severance at number 2. We've got Sopranos at number 1.
Let's
number
go
upset-
one. Let's go one.
One
So we got-
last time. Let's go 2.
Yeah, let's go 2. All right,
Let's go
Severance
2.
2, Sopranos 1. Ready,
Severance.
set,
Let's go.
break.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Do it for James. Do it for James.
Oh no, come on.
No,
gonna-
no, do it for James. No.
Severance, baby. We love it.
Drew, F's in the
Severance
chat. F's in the
with
chat.
the double overtime win from Severance coming out and upsetting Sopranos. Let's freaking go.
Oh,
All right.
this is sad.
We
That is
have
sad.
the
Yeah,
Elite
I
Eight,
will
ladies
admit that
and
that's sad. I
gentlemen.
feel like I get that's sad.
We have the Elite 8.
Yeah.
The people. This is up to the people. This isn't us. I mean, we are the ones giving the answers, yes, but it is the people who wanted this.
Yeah.
We'll now have them as-
Kev, we're still in the horse race.
Oh, might be. Horse races so much. All right, here we go.
Let's do all the last 8 horse races.
Yeah.
Leave it up to chance.
Get the people real pissed off. The last 5 minutes is just horse races.
Yeah, Fargo
We've
and Succession are gonna go all the way.
Breaking Bad versus Fargo.
BB.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, I think you have to.
All right, yeah, I think so too. Damn, I hate that's going to be a shoe in for the finals. No, it won't, because we've got Succession and Game of Thrones versus potentially going on to face Breaking Bad. Succession or Game of Thrones, guys?
Could this be recency bias? Because I'm leaning towards Succession on this one.
Can I say
Game of
something
Thrones
too,
isn't
Vu?
even that old.
Yeah.
Can I say something, Vu? I agree.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I love Game of Thrones, and Game of Thrones is like the greatest. Like no show ever. There's 10,000 different like kind of fantastical shows out there, fantasy shows. Even Lord of the Rings tried to be this show, and Game of Thrones was trying to be the original Lord of the Rings, but it's still nobody has been able to take over the audience like it has with Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones really was, if we remember, the thing in the zeitgeist, the main thing on TV. Everyone was watching it.
Yeah.
I love Succession. I'm not sorry. I'm just wanting to give you some joy there, Vu. I'm not guaranteeing Succession with this one, but now I'm just thinking out loud, like, man.
It's talking about how good Game of
No,
Thrones.
I get it. Like, I was a huge Game of Thrones fans. I think some of the greatest episodes of TV lie within Game of Thrones. You know, the Battle of the Bastards, the Battle of Blackwater, the Red Wedding. You know, those are great episodes. But I also think that it's a very slow burn through a lot of the show. It's a very dense show, whereas Succession, it's just so witty. And, you know, it's the perfect length TV show. I think it was a good ending to the show. I don't know.
Holton
That's just me. That's just me, though.
disagrees.
Holton.
I don't understand how you can call Game of Thrones dense and then say Succession is actually bad.
Because Succession's able to break it up with the drama.
What are you talking about?
Succession's able to break it up with drama and humor, though, like with
I think
Greg.
Game of Thrones was broken up pretty good.
Is Game of
There's a lot
Thrones
humor
is
in
Game of
Thrones.
if for those who haven't watched Game of Thrones, it's kind of like the Office show, but it's like,
Imagine
But it's if
medieval
the Office was
and
fans.
magic and racism and sexism.
it's very similar. So for those who haven't seen it, if you like The Office, I want you to check out Game of Thrones.
Holton, what are you
I
saying?
think I'm gonna fight for Succession on this one. I think there's great character development. Not that there isn't in Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
but I'm voting Succession.
Is there? I don't know. I mean, Game of Thrones character development is
Absolutely.
Oh, it's the
so
greatest of all
good.
time, right?
Everyone except for Jamie Lannister's at the end there. Let's
Yeah,
not
that
talk
kind
about
of
Even if you don't like it,
and Bran.
there is character.
that.
Yeah, and Brandon.
Brandon.
I think Jamie had like some of the greatest character development in that show.
I actually kind of do too. The way the torture he had to go through.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
but I
like-
just mean the last bit when he goes
the
back
end,
to Cersei.
yeah.
Oh,
I was
His
gonna say
whole,
that too,
his
when he goes
whole
back
arc
to
is about, I don't need Cersei, and then he finally leaves Cersei
Yeah.
just to ultimately go back to Cersei.
and die with her, right?
Yeah, he just wanted to go back to die with her. He just got back right as it was collapsing.
yeah.
Dumb.
I just think, Vu, like you said, the amount of episodes in Game of Thrones that leave you just jaw on the floor, and you're just like, "What the hell did I just watch?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just think it's way better than Succession, and I love Succession, but I just
think like the last like 2 seasons kind of tainted me for Game of Thrones.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I can see, but the first 6 were
The first 6 were fantastic. Yeah, like
seasons 3 through 6 are incredible.
Like, even
Battle of the
season
Bastards
1
was the greatest episode I've ever seen.
Season 1 through 5 are all
Yeah,
just
like
when they
season-
followed the book, they were really, really, really good.
season 1 where they chop off Ned Stark's head. The main
Yeah.
character
Spoilers.
of the show.
It was such a good way to show like no one in this show is safe.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And then no one was safe. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
a couple people were safe, but like that took me. I was so glad. I did not watch Game of Thrones until 2018.
No, I was right around
And
there too.
I'm so glad. I don't know how, but nothing was spoiled for me. I just didn't care. But the entire 10 years it was on before, and wow, my shock during when Ned got killed, the Red Wedding, like all those things, just crazy. I'm so glad none of that was spoiled for me. I'm so lucky.
Did you? So then, did you watch Did you binge the last season then?
No. So I watched season 1 through 7 3 times. So in preparation. So I started watching in 2018. The
much
last
time
season
do you
came
have?
out in 2019. Dude, that was
Amazing.
that. I
You
was
in college?
I
then?
was no. We were out of college.
Oh, okay.
but I loved Game of Thrones so much. It was so good, and that's why I say I binged it 3 times to lead
That's
up to the 8th season, and then once the 8th season ended, I was like, I tried to rewatch it. I went back to the first,
Okay.
I couldn't. I was like, this just ruined it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we horse racing?
Well, what's everyone's answer?
Game of
Game of
Thrones.
Thrones.
Succession.
Bang.
It's up to me, right?
Yeah, unless you want to change.
You know what? I think Game of Thrones has a better chance of beating Breaking Bad. So
I'm
I would
okay
I
with
would like
Game
to
of Thrones.
say to Succession. So what I'm going to say puts Game of Thrones aside from everything else so far above Succession is the music. Succession used this is also a big reason I hated it. They just reused the theme song 10 times per episode.
They did different versions.
It got
of it, yeah.
exactly, but it got old. And
Kenny,
I
are you
like-
forgetting L to the OG? Like, that's
oh,
not
okay, the
theme
one
song.
one other original song, sure. But Game of Thrones, every single season had a 10 out of 10 score. And so,
Yeah.
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 like, whereas really,
You're right.
I don't dislike the Succession theme song. I do like it, but it was overused, I think.
Ooh.
All right, we've got the Chernobyl versus The Office.
As great as Chernobyl was, The Office is S tier comedy, and it went
going
for
The Office.
8 seasons.
I agree.
No,
It's already 3. It's already 3.
is it three guys went Office? Oh my god, I was
Only because I hadn't seen Chernobyl.
You were going Chernobyl,
I gave Chernobyl
Go,
in the
play it,
last
Cap,
round.
Cap, fight for it, Cap.
Yeah,
3-1. I have no shot.
But what would be your argument?
My argument is the fact that I seriously think there's never, again, it's like True Detective Chernobyl for one season of great television. So I think those two are like the best. I mean, of course, it's just a mini series. I mean, if you watch Chernobyl and you watch The Office, Chernobyl is so deep, so heavy. Everything is to the nth degree. It is S tier in everything about it. If you think about anything that was put into it, it's as good as it gets for television. And everyone who's like Chernobyl, maybe I'll watch it. And then when they watch it, they're hooked. The Office, only thing that stops me is, yes, it is connected, but each episode is kind of different. I mean, there are storylines that go from each episode to each episode. And I will say this one thing about The Office is that you can watch any episode and have the best time. Chernobyl, I don't know if you can watch episode 4 and have a great time. But also like you might think this is really good television. I want to know more too. So it's like that. I think Chernobyl is a better. It's good. Like if it was a movie, it's going to win awards. Office won awards when it comes to the comedy section, but if you ever put them in the awards show together, Chernobyl's going to take everything. So I think when it comes to actually what's a better show, Chernobyl. But we're a bunch of buffoons on this podcast. So it was The Office. Was The Office in the finals in Mexico?
I think so.
Probably. What won? I don't even
It was what
Parks
won
and Rec.
Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec. Yeah,
Woo!
Yeah. I think you sold the hell out of Parks and Rec, Kenny.
I
Yeah,
did,
you did.
because it's so good. Why is it not on this list? Come
Not on here.
Yeah.
Not enough to be here, buddy.
Oh, apparently I sold Parks and Rec better than I could sell Scrubs.
It was 27. Don't worry. It was 27.
Kenny, you made Rachel a Scrubs believer though.
Hell yeah. Love it.
All right. And then we got Stranger Things versus Severance.
That's tough.
Yeah,
I
test
love these
review.
two.
I think I'm gonna go Stranger Things on this one.
Dang.
I'll be honest with you, the last season of Severance, I think season 1 was better.
Oh, I think most people.
Yeah, I think most people would agree with that.
Yeah.
Think so?
Well, I think it had some really good episodes, but I think
there were some great episodes.
I think as a season 1 was better.
Yeah, it was more cohesive.
I felt like season 1 episodes like 2 through like 5 were kind of slow. Where like
I think you're kind of slow, Holton.
this season,
I'm sorry, just kidding.
I feel like this season.
You mean that? You mean he's really slow?
Yeah.
I said kind of, okay?
You think he's stupid? That's crazy to say.
I'm sorry.
I felt that this season, every episode was like bang bang. Like I felt like something big happened every episode.
I think
agree with you on
what
that.
people argue is that in, like you said earlier, like the Cobell episode, like there were episodes of like, oh, here's wait, why am I forgetting Miss Casey's real name? Gemma. Here's Gemma's episode. Here's Miss Cobell's episode. There were like 3 more. There were 3 episodes of like, here's someone's episode. And I think people didn't like that. That's why I mean, like as a season, like together going one into well, actually, I don't know. Does that not make sense? Does that counter?
Yeah, I just didn't think it was as cohesive as season 1, and I thought it was a little more sporadic.
And I did miss him going back to the basement.
Exactly. I like what you like of Severance is the 7th floor. And in season 2, we kind of half of it weren't on the 7th floor. It was
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, exactly.
I like the world opening up. I like seeing the world more and the
totally.
That part too.
I mean, they kind of had to do that after they do the thing
overtime contingency.
Yeah, when they do that, then it has to it's not just going to be the same.
And I would say season 2 probably is going to be more impactful and probably for the other seasons. I think that's probably the lift off of what the rest of the show is going to be like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're going to be less and less with the innies.
Did you guys think the season 1 finale was better than the season 2 finale?
Yes.
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I thought season 2.
I thought season 2 finale was like the best TV.
Yeah,
it was unbelievable.
2 was so good. Like knowing that Innie Mark was going in like, nah, screw you guys, I'm doing my own thing. And then every time they walk through the door, how cool is that? But the next time he walks through the door, he's waking up in the elevator.
Yeah.
And then he still follows through. How even though he didn't want to do it, he still did it. And he has no idea how much time had passed in between that happening and blah 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 and all that stuff. So no, season 2 finale. I love the season 1. I was like, how are they going to top the season 1 finale?
I agree.
They did. I think Kevin
I might be a season 2 hater.
Honestly,
you are a little bit of one, a little bit, boo.
Yeah.
Nothing against you, man.
But to the topic, you guys, Stranger Things versus Severance.
Yeah, what the hell? Oh yeah, what the heck? How did? Oh yeah,
we still got 2 more rounds.
Yeah, Stranger Things or Severance? Probably Severance for me.
Ooh.
Go Severance.
I'm gonna go
Stranger Things.
I'm gonna go Stranger Things.
God.
Take me to the upside down. Upside down or severed floor, Kenny? Upside down or severed floor?
That's tough. There was more cast in Stranger Things.
Don't think about it like that. That does not add anything. I think it.
But with the more cast, there's more people to like. I don't dislike anyone in Stranger Things.
Exactly. Besides Papa.
Tough.
You know what's hurting me too? I haven't seen Stranger Things in 5 years. You know what I mean? So that's why
the fact that we have not seen Stranger Things in so long and are still remembering it fondly.
Yeah.
Does that speak a little bit?
It hits. Stranger Things is absolutely. It's a me and Sydney thing of when our relationship blossomed was with Stranger Things. I absolutely
not Animal Crossing, Kenny.
This is before Animal Crossing came out 2020. We were bonding a lot longer before that. I am picking Racehorse.
Oh,
let's go Racehorse. All right,
let's go. Let's
do Racehorse.
Because knowing that Stranger Things, there's still so much more for Severance. So I don't know. It's tough.
All right, we've got Stranger Things. Oh, let me share.
Severance has
Stranger Things
taken out Sopranos. Could it take out Stranger Things? This would be a wild run for Severance.
Yeah.
Has it been only horse race related? Severance?
No.
No.
Oh, okay. So I think Stranger Things will be the top. It'll be 2. Severance will be number 1. Does that work for you guys?
Sure. Mm-hmm. Even though it's every other from the 2 we've had. So shoot, Severance will win.
We'll see. Right here. And we'll even change it a little bit. Screw it. We're gonna do 20. Oh, a minute 2. We're gonna do a minute 2. No. We're gonna do 20 seconds.
Baby. Let's go. Wait, what's one?
Stranger Things is 2. It's 2 words. Severance is 1 word. 1.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
I like it. All right, ready?
Let's go. 2. Let's go. 2.
I mean, come on. Black
Let's
Horse.
go.
Oh, it's gonna happen again. I already know it.
No, I don't think so, Kenny. I don't think so.
No way.
It's gonna hold the lead.
No. Come on, 2.
Oh my That is insane.
That's crazy. That was crazier than the first one.
That was insane.
That was good. 20 seconds is good.
And that's why people watch FAP for the horse races.
Yeah, for horse races. So Severance is moving on to the final 4.
The final four. Oh my god! And look at that.
The greatest TV shows of all time. Wow. We've got
Imagine if
Breaking
Grant-
Bad.
Dude, have
versus-
you talked Severance with Grant yet?
What?
Have you talked Severance with Grant yet?
I think Grant and I are on the same boat about
Yeah.
Severance.
Did he just started it, right? Like
He
season
watched
one?
all two.
He watched all two. Okay.
Yeah.
He watched them both in like a week,
Hell yeah.
but he said it was like good, not great.
Okay.
Well, fuck
And I
him.
was like, "You're an idiot."
Yeah.
That's why he's not here right
Yeah.
now. Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna do an episode of just shitting on Grant.
Oh,
He's not here. No. Just to see if he actually listens. We're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, did you
I
like
guys
that?"
loved episode
You like that new
67.
episode, Grant?
Yeah.
Oh, for this round, because I have not seen the end of Breaking Bad, how does the ending compare to the ending
it's
of Game of Thrones?
amazing.
10 out of 10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a 10 out of 10 episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good.
Nobody was unhappy with
And
it.
you know what's crazier? I thought the episodes leading up to it were just as good.
Mhm.
You
The
know,
whole
when
season.
you find it was a Frank's body or Hank's body, she
When-
finally
yeah.
gets closure.
Mhm.
I mean, it's unbelievable television.
Just crazy. He has hair again. Crazy.
Yep. And then he gets
Spoilers,
Jesse
though.
out of there, and then of course El Camino adds to it. But yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
it's
So,
great
so
TV.
does Walter White die at the end? Doesn't he have cancer?
Yes.
He gets shot.
Oh, he gets shot?
So Vince Gilligan said at the beginning of the show, he said the doctor gave him 2 years to live. All 5 seasons take place in those 2 years. He died in the 2 years.
But he didn't die from cancer.
No,
He
gunshot.
died. Well, his cancer came back, but
Mhm.
that's not necessarily the cause of his death.
But he was definitely going
he
through it.
went out on his terms,
Yeah.
Okay.
knowing the cancer was
Yeah.
gonna kill him.
Gotcha.
But I
Give
still
me-
think Game of Thrones highs are way higher than any of the Breaking Bad episodes. I mean, when it was truly event television. Now, again, we weren't watching Breaking Bad week to week. We all just had that Netflix subscription back in
Mhm.
2012. We all watched it there, right? I mean, I watched the season finale. And I thought that was amazing, live on TV. And I thought that was great. But I mean, Game of Thrones, those episodes that were great were, fantastic.
This is tough. I honestly don't know which one to pick.
Yeah, this is tough because
Horse
Game
race.
of Thrones is probably the first show that I've watched where like everybody was talking about it at the water cooler. You know, like this was like the talk of the town week to week. Like this was the main event.
It was
Everybody
our
was watching
generation show. I
Yeah.
would say.
We'd go over to your house in the summer and watch it.
Yeah, like this show was
Except
this was a phenomenon. Like this
Dude, we
show
watched-
brought people together.
we
Did
watched
all of you guys
Jon
watch it all
Snow.
live weekly?
We watched Jon Snow come back to life together.
Yep.
Yeah.
we did.
Oh my god! I even thought the episode when they went out into the snow together or to the winter, and that the episode before where you just see the door open, they're all staring at each other, and they're like, "Well, let's dive in," and then the episode ends. I mean, that gave me chills.
I think my favorite scene is where the Night King raises everyone from the dead after they fight at the.
Yeah, that was the battle of
And the dragons,
Yeah.
and the dragon.
No,
what
not the
battle
dragon.
was that? No. It was when they went past the wall.
Yeah,
They were fighting the wildlings, and then they were like, "Hold on, we need to fight together." They were
Yeah.
trying to recruit the rest of the wildlings, and then the Night King came.
and they go to the.
Then they escape on the boat, and as the boat's sailing away, the Night King just does this,
Yeah.
and
And
then
that was
everyone
like the
rises
first.
up. It's so
That
cool.
was when you're like, "Holy shit, this guy
Yeah.
is like."
The prophecy is true.
Yeah, that was the first
Mhm.
time. I think that was the first time we saw the Night King not just like sitting on a horse or something
Mhm.
like that. You know,
Yeah.
that was badass.
Yeah.
So now we're talking about all these great, again, it was a part of our generation, right? Does that
Yeah.
hurt? Does that hurt Breaking Bad because we all watch it probably on Netflix separately? We're watching it week to week. I watched it. I think it was 2013. The last season was. I remember watching with with my guys in my dorm, and it was just great. But Game of Thrones, does that last season ruin it?
Yeah, that's the thing.
True.
Does Bran ruin the show?
It is like because it was so bad. Like,
It was so bad. And then whereas like contrarily on Breaking Bad's finale was the perfect cap to the show.
Yeah.
You know.
That's
Lindsay
Part of
couldn't
it-
finish Breaking Bad. She even knew all the hype and everything, and she was like, "I'm bored."
I agree that I think the highs in Game of Thrones were higher than Breaking Bad, but I still think collectively Breaking Bad was just like a better.
I mean, yeah, almost every
Story.
episode is like probably an 8.5 on
Yeah.
IMDb.
yeah.
I like Game of Thrones because it's cool. It's cool sword fights and things like that. Dragons, direwolves.
Mhm.
A lot of
I mean
titties.
that scene where that scene where his girlfriend, Jesse's girlfriend, dies, kills me. Jessica Jones, when she dies, is insane. I mean, I love when they start, bringing in what's the cartel member's name? I mean, of course, the villain Giancarlo Esposito has become huge from that show.
Breaking Bad. Final answer. Breaking Bad.
I think I'm gonna go Game of Thrones. I just like it better. Just think, like you said, the action part of Game of Thrones makes me like it more.
That's the thing that I love about Vince Gilligan's stuff is that there's some action in Breaking Bad for sure, but it's all just dialogue. This is just an hour-long episode of just people talking. I love that. That's why I love Inglourious Bastards has so much action, but that's my favorite Quentin movie. It's just dialogue. It's so much talking, and specifically that movie is because it's French and German. I just love listening to other languages, but
yeah,
so
I think you do have to take account the theatrics of it, and I think Game of Thrones, all the CGI and everything.
Sure. The costume designs,
exactly.
The sets, absolutely. All 10 out of 10.
I think you have to take that into account. I'm going to vote Game of Thrones, actually.
I want to see which ones actually won more awards.
That's tough when Game of Thrones has not two times, but almost double the amount of
Okay, how about this? If these two shows were on TV together, which one would win the awards? I think Game of Thrones still would have won.
Yeah, I think so.
I think Game of Thrones had probably a bigger audience.
Yeah, for sure.
Bad.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, AMC, you'd be watching Breaking Bad, or you'd be watching Breaking Bad after you just watched the 20th season of Walking Dead. So it'd be,
The Walking Dead has gotten so many strays this episode.
Yeah, it kind of deserves it.
Have you guys watched The Walking? I haven't watched one episode of The Walking Dead.
I have. I've seen the first 3 seasons. It's good.
I watched up until I wasn't that into it, but I watched when people watching up until Glenn dies, which is when a lot of people dropped. Is when Glenn died.
It did live up to the hype. It was great.
I mean, yeah, that's what happened for sure. It's tough to.
Isn't John Bernthal in that show?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the first season.
First two.
Two
seasons.
Two.
He was killed in the second one.
He comes back.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna go with Game of Thrones, man. I love Breaking Bad, but it's just one of those things. I was a part of that for a little bit. I wasn't part of all of it, but it is just something. I have not rewatched Breaking Bad since I first saw it. I also haven't rewatched Game of Thrones, but the way you guys all rewatch these things, it's just, to me, I don't know. And that's what I think. And it's kind of fun. Breaking Bad, we still don't. I mean, if someone here can sell it, we have not even sold Breaking Bad. We just keep moving it on. But if anyone can sell it being better,
no, I'm okay with Game of Thrones going past.
Right.
Because then my big thing with any form of media is the soundtrack and the score. Game of Thrones is better than Breaking Bad.
Yeah. Are we gonna have Game of Thrones versus The Office in the final?
That's so silly.
I think it's looking like that.
No, I think Severance is way better than The Office. That's just me, though.
Wow.
I'm not gonna do this dick riding on The Office any longer. I respect your guys' opinion on it. I think it's fine television. I've seen pretty much every episode, but I've not seen them all in order. So I'm gonna admit that right now.
This is tough for me because I don't, as much as I love Severance, it's not a show that I want to rewatch. I rewatched it before the second season came out, but outside of that, it's not a show that I want or need to rewatch.
The pure rewatchability of The Office, the fact that they're releasing the superfan episodes one by one yearly now, and people are still watching it. You just said, it's the biggest syndicated show off TV right now. It's still on TV. I never watched The Office when it was on TV live. I didn't watch it until I was in college, and now I still have seen it 7 to 10 times already.
Yeah. What about you, Holton?
I think I would go Office. I mean, it's just it lasts it's lasted so long. I mean, there are so many people that first watched it.
Hey, Mr. Anti-Idiotic, see you guys.
Oh, what's up, Mr. Anti-Idiotic? What did you think? Office or Game of Thrones or Kitty Pryde? Which one's best? He's a good man. We're just Josh, dude.
I think Mr. Anti-Idiotic is our biggest fan.
He is. We finally got those shirts that were stuck in Africa somewhere. He'd buy a bunch of them. The finals, guys. We're finally here after an hour and a half. We've
Game
got
of Thrones versus The Office.
Oh,
Game of Thrones. I'm picking. See, now I'm just going back to the rewatchability. Even though The Office is so fun, even though I said I stopped rewatching Game of Thrones, the fact that I did rewatch it 3 times, I would rather, because Game of Thrones has a lot of really funny scenes, so I can still get some laughs out of it and tears out of it compared to
Does
The
it?
Office, you know?
I'm trying to remember.
Game of Thrones has some absolutely funny scenes. Any scene that Bronn has is hilarious. Any interaction between Peter Dinklage and Bronn's character, those two were just so funny.
yeah.
And like, just there were funny bits in there for sure.
No, definitely funny bits. Yes, there were funny bits for sure.
I think what's great about The Office is you could literally watch any episode, and like Kevin said, you're gonna have a good time. But even though every episode is a standoff, I feel like they all move towards progressing the storyline in some way, shape, or form. Like, even though it's not.
Didn't hate that Michael Scott left and thought the show went downhill.
Well, I thought Robert California did a good job, and then once he left, it went downhill.
I even like Will Ferrell. You know?
Andy becoming the manager was the worst decision they ever.
Yeah,
I actually liked Andy as manager more than Will Ferrell, D'Angelo.
Will Ferrell was the worst.
Yeah, it was
I like Will Ferrell too.
You want to like it because it's Will Ferrell, but D'Angelo.
I guess.
First off, why was his name D'Angelo? Second off, he was even dumber than Michael was.
I guess
And
having him, if they would have had a whole season of him, it would have been awful. But I thought having 2 episodes, it was fine, and I thought it was very funny.
His juggling.
Juggling is one of the best scenes in the whole show.
Without the balls.
Throw me a third ball.
Yeah,
I think that was the one redeeming scene of D'Angelo.
That's the only good scene that he had.
Yeah, because like didn't he do other stuff with
besides die?
The basketball hoop. Yeah, that's when he like died, right? Yeah, it's dumb.
Last scene.
Wait, there's death in Game of Thrones.
No,
The Office.
He doesn't die. He goes to the hospital.
Yeah.
I don't remember what happened.
I'm gonna go Game of Thrones.
I'm gonna go Game of Thrones too.
Game of Thrones.
I'm gonna vote for.
Oh shoot! We just talked about The Office, and now it's Game of Thrones coming in. Just for us for our notes, what did you say?
I will be voting for The Office over Game of Thrones.
He finished The Office.
I think Game of Thrones, like we were saying, the visuals of it, it's just incredible. And
I mean, it's movie level.
If you could only watch one TV show on rerun for the rest of your life, what would it be? Game of Thrones or The Office?
Game of Thrones.
Really?
There's more content to Game of Thrones, you know?
That's tough.
There's more. If it's going to be on repeat for the rest of my life, that there's more of it.
I would just watch the Battle of the Bastards for the rest of my life.
Let me stop you.
Yeah. At what point do you get sick of Ramsay Bolton getting eaten by his dogs?
Yeah, but at what point do you get
any of his scenes. He was tough to watch for sure.
I will say that Game of Thrones has some of the greatest villains of TV history. And it's not just one villain. There's multiple villains that are just fantastic in the show.
They do an amazing job of making you hate people.
Yeah.
And really good.
Joffrey, Ramsay, Cersei, like
good enough that the actors need therapy when they're done with it.
Yeah.
Wait, actually?
Yeah, they do. I know what's his name.
Joffrey did. Joffrey's not. He doesn't want to be an actor after what happened. After playing Joffrey, and Kit Harington did. He wasn't a villain, but he just needed therapy. I feel like did Ramsay Bolton's actor need? He did some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah. Shout out Peter Dinklage too. All right. Well, that's it, guys. We have it. The Filmaholics, the Fapaholics, the Fappies, the greatest TV show according to this panel of hosts here on Filmaholics. Episode 66 goes to Game of Thrones. That's the greatest show on TV. I mean, you gotta give a hand to it. I mean, it is one of the greatest shows. Severance almost made it just by horse races, so that was pretty
I feel like I was on the wrong side of the vote for a lot of this.
Hey, it's okay. I was on the opposite Succession side. So.
Yeah, no, that's all right. That's all right. We all gotta have that. I'm sure I'll be on there plenty of times on the wrong side. Anyone have any takebacks or anything about that they regret saying or anything about this that they wish maybe would have gone farther?
I wish I should have given Narcos a horse race. That could have been a game changer. Well, no, then the Office would have beat Narcos. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. I don't know. I might have picked Narcos over The Office. I don't know.
My biggest takeaway. I think I need to start watching Breaking Bad next.
Yeah.
And then Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
One season of True Detective. Don't go after that.
Yep.
Just the one episode of True Detective.
Yeah. You could watch True Detective in like 2 days, 3 days.
Yeah, you can get through it. You can go through it.
And you would want to, because it
is it a murder mystery show?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Just like
as Adam says.
No, True Detective is kind of like The Office,
it's a detective show about the truth. So
similar to The Office.
Yeah.
Similar to The Office.
Yeah, it's like The Office, but a couple more like hillbillies and stuff.
And it's more true.
Yeah, it's more true.
There's a lot more truth in it.
Yeah, a lot of truth in it. They really fight for the truth, and The Office is not a lot of truth. So,
no.
All right, guys. Well, hey, that's episode 66 of Filmaholics Entertainment Podcast. We appreciate everyone for listening in here today. Check us out. Subscribe to all of our. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Apple and Spotify. Also download the episodes. That's where we start making our money. Boys, anything you guys want to say before we head out?
Keep on fapping.
Yeah, keep fapping.
Yeah.
Well, I know.
Kenny,
Hurts.
thanks for joining again. Holton, thank you so much for being back as well, brother. Can't wait to have you both back on in the future. And we will see you all, if I can get this over to the right side, on our next episode, episode 67. Is next week before 4th of July?
Yep.
Next week. All right. So next week is the last week. I'm free for a while, but cool. All right, boys. Well, everyone out there, keep fapping, keep checking us out. We will see y'all later.
Peace.